We are indeed very encouraged by the numbers that we showed this quarter. I think we are building, as you said, on the big settlement that we had in the first quarter. It was a great next step in dealing with the sleep and respiratory care dossier. But actually what was important that we now can fully focus on our innovations, how they can help healthcare and consumers. And that actually showed in the results that we have been brought forward this quarter with 9% order intake growth, solid sales growth, and strong profitability improvement and cash improvement. So a very robust set of numbers that also gives us strong confidence for the full year guidance that we have been giving earlier.
Sorry, and that's great, but the Respironics and the apnea side of problems, the litigation, are we over the line on all litigation there, Roy? Can the investors look forward to just looking at those numbers you just mentioned rather than looking backwards?
Yeah, what we said also earlier was that the settlement in the US gives us finality on the US case. There are still cases going on also outside of the US, and we have the DOJ investing ongoing. But that's something that we will keep giving a lot of priority and focus on. But most important is actually by getting that settlement behind us gives us really all the effort and forward view on bringing our innovations to the markets. And that's actually, I think, what also has shown in the business interest. We have big deals that we close across the world in North America, but also in Europe. We see momentum both across our imaging business, interventional business, monitoring business. So actually we see momentum building across the company, and that's very encouraging because that's where we should be focused on delivering great innovations to support the world.
Yeah, fabulous. Okay, we can draw a line onto those questions for now. In terms of where you're seeing the growth, I get it. North America is the driver. You're saying also Europe's not looking bad as well. But when I look at Europe and I look at companies such as yourself talking about Europe compared with other parts of the world, they're underwhelmed with the European operations. That's not your experience, or actually Europe's okay, or actually Europe is troubling?
So we see, I would say, a differentiated picture. As you call out, indeed, North America, clearly the strongest market in the world. From a healthcare perspective, significant demand. We see very strong order uptake, very strong prospects also for the way forward. Then I would say in Europe, we see a more differentiated picture. We see actually consumer sentiment picked up. We also saw actually a good sales growth on the consumer side in Europe. Then we saw on the healthcare side, it is still more modest, but actually it has been in line with what we have seen in the last quarter. So I would say there's no significant change in that momentum in Europe on the healthcare side. If I look outside of Europe, then of course in the growth markets, like in Indonesia, like in Middle East, we see really new momentum coming up. We're discussing with the governments there and with the customers how we can support them. Also some big deals in the pipeline. So I would say there's quite some exciting momentum outside of Europe as well. And then, of course, we have China, where we're working through improving the situation. We have been very active in that country for 100 years. We also know they're going through their own changes. They have had the anti-corruption measures. Also, they put in now a stimulus program. So we expect China to improve. But in the global scale, North America clearly leading, and we are very well positioned to capture the opportunities that offers to us.